cause she says so I no romancing. What a where your body tick. Set up on your belly for the walking stick. Me we give you money for your buy panty. Now your good pussy need privacy. Baby your pum pum tight and thick. Baby your pum pum no gigantic. A tight pum pum, best friend, best friend, best friend. A tight pum pum, man best friend, best friend, best friend. A tight pum pum, best friend, best friend, best friend. A tight pum pum, man best friend, best friend.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's the But It's Basic show every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. I like this song right here. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth, them where I take the thing high from low. Awesome. That's Tory Lanez doing his thing. You know, I'm going to turn him down just a little bit. Right now, everybody pay close attention. You know what? Sitting to the left of me is a gentleman by the name of Mo.
What up, y'all?
It's so nice to have you here on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited.
Thank you for having us.
No doubt. The cast members of the Spot web series.
Yo.
What's good?
Hey.
Yo, dirty boy.
Oh, yeah, call dirty guy.
You serve, yo.
Glad mouth. You take man for.
Coming in talking about all the rude business at the Spot. Yo, I'm going to say this. I like the way the series is going with the acting and everything like that.
Thank you.
It's like I didn't notice what was happening. Like, yo, we're not gonna go outside, but but the only time I'm outside is when I'm with the little Chinese, Asian, Spanish dude. What is he?
Nah, he's Philippine. He's Philippine.
He's Filipino.
But you know, it's a couple of different things, right? For one, I wanted to still do the old Brooklyn, but in the midst of the new, right? So Brooklyn has changed so much. The landscape of Brooklyn has changed so much.
You have to include everybody.
Yeah. So, you know, it's with the gentrification, all of the new buildings, the new developments that are going up. So if you notice, like, we're inside the Spot, but all of the B-roll in between scenes is showing you the structure of the new Brooklyn.
Yeah, like there was even a conversation outside in
with
the
neighbor?
hallway with the neighbor. And yeah. I understood both their points when Mark was saying, this is my neighborhood. Like, what you mean? Like, she's like, listen, this is my neighborhood. I'm here now. Right. She didn't have to say it in so many words, but she's like, yo, turn your fucking music down, son. Don't argue late at night. Don't talk loud in my shit. This is my shit.
Right.
And you touched on those topics.
But you know what? I like the fact that you realize, like you said, you know, I can understand both sides, because what I wanted to do with the whole thing with gentrification is no one's right and no one's wrong. You understand? Mm-hmm. We're not wrong for feeling like we've lived here for 20, 30 years and this is our neighborhood, right? But they're also not wrong for saying, well, I can afford to live here now, you know?
That's a fact.
So I have the right to move. I have the right to live wherever, as long as I can pay my rent, I have the right to live here.
So the people that can't afford to live there now should do what?
See, but now that's the question. You know, it's one of two things. I mean, we all know the way that the world works. It's constantly moving, it's constantly growing, it's constantly changing. Mm-hmm. And the sad thing about it is either you're changing with the times or you're going to get left behind. That's just a characteristic of life itself.
It's called evolution.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not trying to big up gentrification in no type of ways, but like, it doesn't make everything safer.
Listen,
ASAP.
I'm gonna tell you this. I live in Clinton Hill. I live downtown Brooklyn, right?
All right.
And I would much rather my children grow up in this neighborhood than the neighborhood I grew up in. That's all I know.
Where'd you grow up? Flatbush?
I mean, I grew up in Flatbush, but I lived out there back in like 2003. You understand? And I just feel the neighborhood is safer. Mm-hmm. I just feel, although don't get me wrong, the rent prices are crazy. The cost of living is crazy.
And how about when they tear down someone's home to build up, because the zoning now has allowed for higher building and higher rent prices? Like, don't look so sad, Mark. You in a penthouse where you stay on the spot. You know, I seen that eviction notice come through. For anyone that's not paying attention right now, I would love for you to subscribe. Tell them where they can subscribe.
Y'all can subscribe to Cloud9 TV on YouTube. Just search The Spot, episode 1, episode 2 on YouTube. We're 2 episodes in, and we have our 3rd episode coming this Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Can't wait for it.
Yeah.
You know, how did you decide how many episodes should happen before the finale? Like, is there a structure to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's an 8-episode first season. I've been writing for television for the last couple of years, so I mean that's the basic TV structure. Usually it's anywhere between 6 to 12 episodes. So I chose 8 just to give them a little more than 6, but not to give them too much.
Are you able to give out a pay grade for how much writers get?
No.
I'm
not doing that.
I totally understand that, because even for Saturday Night Live,
Well, you know what?
everybody gets something different.
But I'm part of the writers union, right? So there's different tiers, different rates, all depending on a staff writer, story editor, executive, storyboard. So you can actually Google that. You could just look on the Writers Guild, which is the writers union. You could Google it and see, what the different rates are.
Just like with an MTA worker, you can find out how much things,
Yeah.
how much they give out.
It's the information era,
So for all the actors on The Spot, does everybody have like a regular job and then, contribute their time to the situation? Or are they all actors in general?
I mean, there's 2 of them here, so you could ask them yourself.
I'm going to ask man with the fancy hat.
Fancy hat?
Yeah, man.
What's the question?
I want to know if you are someone that works a regular job and then you're an actor part-time, or you're an actor full-time.
Well, I would love to act full time, and I don't have a job, so I'm always searching for work. So I guess I'm a full-time actor.
This is real talk.
Yes. Facts.
What drew you towards being a part of the situation that is The Spot?
Oh, the writing was awesome. Like, I saw Summer Money and Balance, and I just was like, I was very impressed with the writing. And I just wanted to always say some dope stuff in a movie, because I have done some films, and I was never really able to say the great things like make my day and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, 6 million ways to die, choose one. So when I got the script and I saw the lines, I was like, Mo, you want me to say these lines? He was like, yeah, dog, that's you. So I was like,
You know what's awesome about it is that you have a passion for the craft of it.
yeah,
And even if you weren't groomed in that,
yeah.
this is the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, get your
chops up.
Yeah, hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what? If you think that you can do it better than those who, your predecessors, then
Yeah.
why not?
Do it. Go
You
for
know?
it.
What do you think would be your catchphrase of the character that is? Name again.
Dame.
Oh, Dame.
Dame.
I like the toothpick in his mouth that he does it.
Oh, it's here?
Yeah.
It's here? I got it.
I know. It's like, yeah, he's somebody that I want to see more
trying to get a
of in the
toothpick
show.
deal.
Like, yeah.
Trying to get a
You know,
toothpick
you guys
deal.
are like, I don't know if you're best friends on the show. You can pull that mic up a little closer. Are you
We're-
guys best friends?
We're
on the
not
show?
necessarily best friends. We're more of
Compadres.
associates that become
Yeah.
Yeah.
closer
Yeah.
as the days go by, and
No
we do
doubt.
more business naturally.
And so your name on the show is Mark.
Mark, yes.
And you feel like you are the driving force behind The Spot.
Well, I'm the main character. I'm the one that everything is centered around. I'm the character that connects everyone else together.
Facts.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
And like I was saying to you earlier, I'm like, yo, I feel like this character, like, yo, you gotta give me something a little harder. Like, you're coming through a little bit soft. I either want to see you get beat up and then feel like you need to retaliate in a bigger way, or like,
Well-
I'm waiting for it, Mo. I'm waiting.
Wow.
I'm waiting.
See, but that's the misconception. This is what television has done. Television has conditioned us into having these fake ass perceptions of
what
what
the big dude is like.
of what the hood is like. Nobody walks into the room 24/7 with a mean mug. Like, no, it does not happen. For instance, me myself, like, yo, I'm the most laid back, cool person in the world. But when it's time to get down, I get down. You
Hey.
understand? And what I wanted to do with this project, and I felt that, Swan was the perfect person that could really, really, really put this together, was I wanted to redefine the narrative of who these young black men in the hood are, right? Like, I'm tired of drug dealers looking like drug dealers. I'm dead serious. Like
Like, it doesn't always have to happen.
no,
in a
we
project
are just
staircase.
regular people trying to succeed. We're human beings. And that's what I love about his character, right? Because later on in the season, he's going to get into situations
So it's a
where
spoiler, everybody.
Yeah, well, later on in the season, he's going to get into situations where the other side of him is going to come out. You understand?
I
But
was waiting for it.
but I've always said this, like, so hold up. You're a thug 24 hours a day, so when you're with your woman, you're still a gangster? Like, when you're with your kids, you're still a gangster? Like, that don't make no sense.
Right.
It's not reality.
It's not
it's not
exactly.
reality. But you know what? Okay. So then let's do this, right? So, like, even with Money and Violence, right? It was a trend-setting situation. Many others came after the fact. They did successful numbers and everything like that too, and it kind of developed a culture of everybody else being violent, guns.
There was a contest of who could create the toughest guy.
Yeah, the killer. Who's the best killer?
Who's the best killer?
Who died the best?
And you know what? And I'm glad you said that, because that's part of the reason why I did the spot the way that I did, because, you know, we pioneered not the web series thing. The web series thing been going on way before we ever decided to do Money and Violence. But with us doing Money and Violence, we set off this whole renaissance of street cinema where everybody started picking up cameras and started shooting their own shows.
I think people got tired of television.
And yeah, I mean, it's not even people got tired of television. People just got tired of television not having the type of content that we
That they
wanted to
wanna
see.
see.
So everybody followed suit, and everybody did their version of Money and Violence, right? And after 3 years, right, of me writing for Hollywood, writing for television, having grown as a writer, I can't see myself coming back and doing the exact same thing, because everyone's been doing the exact same thing. Now,
Time to give them something.
yeah,
taste
but
of something different.
No, it's not even just giving them something different. It's about raising the bar, right? Let's stop counting. Let's stop depending on violence and action to carry our storyline. Let's actually have a storyline. You know what I mean? Let's create characters that have many different sides to them, rather than just the gangster. Like,
Right.
like, yeah, let's give the world a different view of who we are, because there's a huge part of this world that doesn't interact with us, that doesn't know us, and their perception of who we are comes from what they see on that screen.
So now, like, my question to you, as the person that has traveled outside of New York to do writing and things like this, and actually do filming outside of web series, and you know, you working on scripts for bigger situations, can you name a few, or is that something that you can't do?
No. I mean, there's a show coming out September 29th on the Epix channel called Godfather of Harlem, executive produced and starring Forrest Whitaker. I worked with them on that, helped them put together the entire season. I co-wrote the 8th episode. I just came from LA about a month ago. I was there for 3 months helping write the next season of American Gods on Stars. There's a couple of projects that I'm involved in.
These accolades are like humongous to people that are inspired by what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? I think what's the achievements within themselves are great, right? But what I think what's even greater is the fact that I'm a guy that never went to school for this. I'm a guy that literally woke up one day having never done film and just decided, yo, you know what? I'm gonna try to create a film project. And this is what I want everyone else to really realize. It's great that you take Hollywood serious, but it's even greater when Hollywood takes you serious.
That's what's up. And that, you know, how I view that is like, I've even said to myself, here's something I thought about today. Like, I know that there was like beef between you and the cast of Money and
Would be.
Violence.
I mean,
You know,
there was.
they
Listen,
were disgruntled
listen
about
to
small
me.
things.
Let's get this clear, right? What is beef?
Something that doesn't understand the bigger
Beef is when
picture.
you can't
What
go
is
to sleep.
You don't
listen,
understand the
and
bigger
this is
picture.
this. I'm so tired of the commercialization of the streets, right? Like, I'm sorry, but people within business don't have beef. They have discrepancies, disagreements. They do not
And then they
have
get back
beef
to business.
because I go wherever I please. I do whatever I want. No one has ever approached me. Like, that is not beef. There was a disagreement. You know, we had two opposing sides. They chose to deal with it the way they wanted, and I just ignored it.
And when you ignore it, it's like, does it go away, or like, is it something that lingers?
I wouldn't even say it's something that lingers. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you know, you have people who are disgruntled and they're going to do what they want to do, but there is nothing that you're going to do or say that's going to make me think that I did something I didn't do.
Or stop the flow of things
Yeah.
for what's supposed to happen for you.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm sure you wish them all the best.
I wish everybody the best.
And also want for yourself to continue being the best at what you do.
No, I'm going to continue to push forward.
I love that. I think that that's an excellent state of mind. So the people that you have now as actors on the show, you know, is it some people that you searched out yourself, or like did they, you know, submit applications and say, I want to be a part of this?
It's a mix. It's a mix. It's some people that I searched out myself. It's some people that I had relationships with prior. But first and foremost, the most important thing to me, because of what I went through in my past experience with my last project, Money and Violence, were people who understood the business, people who understood how television works. And the reason being is because the second people see your face on that screen, people think that you're a millionaire. You understand? But that's not the way the business works.
No way.
It takes
Far.
time to get like that.
Far from
like
that.
the name you called Forrest Whitaker.
Mm-hmm.
Forrest Whitaker's been in the game for a hot couple of decades
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I mean, he's-
not a minute. I have to
Yeah.
say it, a hot couple of decades. My first experience watching Forrest Whitaker was a movie called The Crying Game,
Mm-hmm.
and then so forth after that. And you know, it's like now you're playing in a whole nother,
Yeah, and
nother realm of reality.
And that's the thing, right? Like, I'm not impressed by celebrity. Like, celebrity does not move me at all. But what I'm impressed by is how somebody who was a universe away just a couple of years ago could be right there in my arm's reach, you know, because that's a testament to how far along I've come in my journey.
Take him to church. Happy
Amen.
Sunday.
Amen.
You know, I'm like so impressed by. I mean, you've always been this way to me from day one when I met these guys. I met Dude Dollars, Ace, and yourself at a corner store here in Clinton Hills. We took a little picture. I'm like, hey, I watched the episode of Money and Violence. All right, cool. We take a picture, and that was early out the gate when the viewership wasn't
Yeah.
even like humongous like that. And then
Yeah.
eventually it started to snowball into something that was like
Epic.
phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Not just in the hood, but like it's a
Worldwide.
nationwide,
Bermuda.
worldwide thing.
Yeah.
Bermuda,
worldwide.
Saudi Arabia,
I
London,
went to
England,
Trinidad and people
Canada.
was like, hey, all you just see that Money and Violence guys on the street. Like, yo, we see them every day. I think that separating yourself from the community as far as like being a regular person is part of what hurts the brand of anything that you do. I think love has to begin where you stay, and then it kind of
Naturally.
like
Naturally.
Organic.
grows from
Yes.
there. I don't know if I'm wrong about that, because now you've got the Hollywood experience to give to us. Like, are you known out there, or are you trying to make your name
I'm-
solidified by like the work that you do?
Listen, I make myself accessible, right? Only because I think that the more that our young kids see me in our
Like, if
neighborhoods,
this was the Oprah show, would he get up and do all of that? No, I'm just fucking with
right?
you.
I know that when I was growing up, I kept hearing, yo, you can grow up and be anything. You can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you know. But when I looked around in my neighborhood, I didn't see doctors and lawyers. So although they were telling me that it was possible, I didn't think it was, because it wasn't accessible to me. I didn't see it in my world, you know. So
You got Caribbean parents too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Did they have I have Caribbean parents. They didn't know how to guide you. They just thought that
I don't
automatically
think-
this thing just
I don't
happens
think
that
I don't
way.
think that they didn't know how to guide us.
To chime in, right? It's
Please.
not. It wasn't their fault, because these are like, we are actually the first generation of the ones that
That's right.
kind of get it. Our parents, they meant well, but they didn't get it. They came here with a mentality that works where they're from.
Yeah.
That mentality.
So you work and you work and you work, and then it's just supposed to happen.
and
like
that's
that.
that's a good part of it, where, you know, they don't, like, they came in with the idea to get it, but now they didn't know Like my parents were working very hard. They didn't have no time to nurture talent, to, you know what I'm saying, to figure it out.
And
Like-
not only figure it out, but understand what it is that you're trying to actually
and
do.
it wasn't their fault once again, because they had, like, mind you, they don't speak English. They didn't speak English.
Your family's from where?
Haiti.
Okay.
You feel me? And if some people are from Jamaica or Trinidad or wherever they from, like, they don't know how to travel around the city at first. So there's obstacles for all of these people to get over. And then once they get over those obstacles,
Then you can accomplish.
then you gotta look for your career.
Yeah.
Then you gotta make the money. Then you gotta get a home. Then
Does your family believe in what you do right now?
of
Do they
course.
understand
Of course,
the magnitude?
Of course, like this is peaches and cream for them to deal with, as opposed to things that they would have had to deal with before. You feel me?
Like, I'm going to act my ass off now. Like, I know. I'm going to get in front of the camera. Go act.
Yeah,
Hurry
well,
up.
my
That's
parents,
my Haitian accent.
my parents were like, yo, go be a engineer, a doctor, or a lawyer.
Well,
But-
why do you not get your MTA job?
But you know what I'm saying? But they didn't know how to facilitate that the right way. They just said, yo, go be that.
But you know what? Let me chime in also, and let me say it goes back to accessibility, because when our parents came to the U.S., what they saw as success were the people who were doctors or were the people who were lawyers, because that's what was accessible to them. You know what? Okay, the people on TV and the singers, I don't really see how you're going to get there, but I do know that if you do good in school, you get to college, then you can become this.
Yes.
Right? And they wanted us to be better than them.
Yeah.
Now, let's not look...
Even though they didn't realize that college is the process that robs people.
It is, but let's not look down upon that way of thinking, because let's be honest.
Yeah,
This generation could help have some of that.
of course.
Right? Like for real, like whether it's the principles, the ambition, the determination, you understand what I mean? Like because this generation is all about instant gratification.
Facts.
Right? They want it
It's
quick.
called the microwave
Yeah,
society.
they want it quick and they want it fast. And at the end of the day, I think that a lot of those principles, I mean, I thank the Lord for my Haitian parents that instilled these principles into me, because these are things that, I mean, I hold on to and I hold dear to this day. And these are things that have helped me survive, especially in this world of illusions that we live in now, because I'm so comfortable in my own skin and I know who I am.
Yeah, principle will take you a long way, man.
It sure will. Like, you know, even with the principalities of the street that you still continue to showcase on,
Yeah.
from money and violence to the spot.
Yep.
Like, it's
Nothing can teach you like the streets, and I'm a strong believer in that. It's just that you have to take the good things from the experiences rather than the bad. A lot of people, the streets don't destroy people. You know, it's people that destroy people, in all honesty.
And perceptions.
so with that in mind, like, even so, like, for example, there's been a lot of gun violence amongst the white community, going and killing a lot of minorities as well as white people in Walmarts, around. It's mass shootings.
Yeah, we know
going
the
on.
culture.
Guns kill people, but people also do kill people. But without the guns, it couldn't happen like that. You think?
Of course.
If there weren't guns, they'd find another way to do it. Like,
Being
people,
shot by a manufacturer.
No, well, or, you know, like, we cannot blame the gun. The gun is an apparatus. The car is an apparatus. You know, like, you could, like, the guy was at the rally last year. He used
In Charleston.
He didn't have a gun. He used a car. We cannot go to Ford and Mercedes,
Outlaw cars.
and tell them, hey, we can't use, you know, we can't be having these cars, because
it's the intent behind it.
that's it.
And the person.
But this is what I'm saying. Take away guns, and these people will find another way to do it. I'm telling you.
Poison.
I'm telling you.
No way.
So I got a couple of segments here at the Butters Basic Show. You know, happy Sunday Fun Day, everybody. This is the platform for the unknown to get known. And I do talk about several different things besides, you know, I like my guest take on it too. What would you guys think if there was an actual horseback-led black man attached to a rope that was arrested and led in by 2 white officers on a horseback. Like, does that make you feel any
That would
type
look
of
crazy.
ways? It looks crazy,
Yeah,
doesn't
that
it?
looks like those. To me, seeing stuff like that feels like medieval times. I feel if I lived in those days in slavery and all that wild stuff in the 50s, 60s, I would have probably been shot.
They'd have had to take
killed.
you out.
Yeah, they would have killed me.
I say it to myself all the time, like,
I'd
yo,
probably been
I'm
killed.
probably one of those they had to take out.
I'd have probably rolled my dice, try to run, get away. I probably would have. I wouldn't made. I wouldn't
So
have made it.
this
If
is
you
what
were-
happened, right?
Uh-huh.
Real quick, just to let you guys know. In Texas, a police chief apologizes for his officers on horseback that led a black man through the streets
I
by
saw that.
rope.
I saw it.
I saw it.
Right? So 2 white lawmen atop horses guide a bound black man with a rope down a wide and empty street. And if it weren't for the cars and the pavement, a quick glance might have led to the conclusion that it was colorized from like antebellum South
but,
days.
Yeah.
but you know what though? I mean, I don't know what's with people and this this illusion of what America is. Like, that doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. You know, it's like
This is what they want to
when
do.
when the Jesse Smollett situation happened, right? And everyone
Hey, Jesse.
and everyone was like, "Oh my God, you know, it's like we went back years. Like, when this doesn't happen in America." Yes, it does. Like, what are y'all talking
It's
about?
just more publicized because we got
Yeah,
phones,
like,
we've
no,
got
listen,
things that
and
show
I think
you.
and I think that's part of the problem. Like, the problem will never be resolved until we are honest about the world we live in. Like, we tend to have this convenient amnesia and play this game of pretend. You understand? And it's like, yo,
it just
man,
helps you get through life easier when we're all
it
like,
helps us get through life easier, but it holds us back longer. You know, if you sit there and keep pretending as if the problem isn't there, the problem will last
It'll
longer
persist.
rather than just confronting it head on and saying, look, this is what we are and we need to fix this.
And that was my, part of my segment for, it's called We the People. And I also want to let everybody know that if you move to Baton Rouge, Louisiana is becoming the first Deep South state to dispense medical marijuana. That was last Tuesday. So you're like a week late coming up here if you want to go get that. I don't know if they have to go through the same carding and all that other stuff, but like Louisiana's with the shits now.
But this is my question, right? So now that we legalized marijuana, and now that all of these corporations are going to make millions and billions of dollars off of this.
What happens to the
what
drug
happens,
man?
What happens? What? No, number one. I thought, because as of what I thought, when you go into an industry, your biggest commodity is experience, right? So these guys that are locked up in jail for moving hundreds of pounds of marijuana, are they allowed to come out and go into that business?
Well, they have a type of a...
No, because they have the most experience.
No, but they're getting supposedly they're getting their cases looked at to
yeah.
get expounded.
But besides getting their cases expounded,
Are they able
will
to be
they
hired?
be allowed to
Participate.
run their own dispensaries and participate?
They might have to do the same type of going through the motions as everyone else. But
I don't
what
think
you're
so.
right
I
about,
don't think
what
so.
you're right about is they have a criminal history.
Yeah,
Is
criminal
it gonna
history.
Get,
But why?
How
it
is it?
gonna
But how, is it
Is
a
it
criminal
criminal
history
still?
when it's no longer criminal?
And this is why this is the We the People segment, because we need opinions from the people about whether or not this should be.
It's hypocrisy.
They should be
It's
able.
very
it is
much so.
hypocrisy.
It's hypocrisy.
And here's, another segment that I have that you might think is interesting is called the World Snooze. So World Snooze is everything that everyone in the world's not paying attention to, you might be sleeping on, but this is what's actually happening. So there is a spacecraft that recently crashed on the moon. If you believe that they've ever landed on the moon at all, a spacecraft crashed on the moon recently, and it was supported by the Arch Mission, which is a non-profit organization that sent 30 million pages of information on a DVD format, like a disc, in hoping that life in the future finds their library of humanity.
Wow.
But what they also sent that crashed was an animal called the tardigrade. Now this thing looks like a 8-legged asshole. Like, look, I'm gonna show you. Like, what does that look like? An asshole with 8 legs.
8-legged anus.
Yeah, it's like an 8-legged anus.
Wow.
But it's microscopic, but it exists. Listen.
On the moon.
On the moon, it is there now. But what happens is they say it's like an indestructible animal, right? Because once it's dehydrated, it retracts its legs and its mouth portion, right? And when it does that, it becomes like dormant until something wakes it up again, like water or some type of air or something like that. You know, I don't want to read you the whole of everything, but they call it a moss piglet or a water bear. And it's here on Earth.
Yeah, I know what a water bear is.
And this thing is on the moon now. So my thing is, who allows, would an average person in Flatbush, Brooklyn be allowed if they had enough money to send this spacecraft up to the moon and crash it and send, you know, they've also sent human DNA too for the future people to, whose DNA did y'all send? What is the dominant species that they would only send dominant things there?
But I think that's the main word, dominance. Our desire to dominate will be our destruction.
And that's the thing. We had no decision in who was sending these things, and we don't even have access to the nonprofit that did it to ask them questions. So I question it here at the Platform for the Unknown to Get Known, because I find it unfair that you guys did that without permission from the people. So this is the world snooze. And that's how I give it up here at the Butters Basic Show. And so lastly, now I have a segment called the Bush Tea. So Bush Tea consists of what's happening in our culture, you know, things like that. So rapper Young Miami got, you know, shot at while leaving her recording studio in Miami. And basically, she's pregnant. She's part of the City Girls.
Oh.
And... you know, it's like, you know, it's
I thought Young Miami was a dude.
Nah, it's a female. This is what she
Female
looks
rapper?
like right here. Female rapper.
Yeah.
She's part of the City Girls that gave us that hot girl.
Yeah.
You know. And basically, what's funny about this to me is like they implicate people by just saying what somebody has said in the past.
Right.
Like Kodak Black said, I'm gonna give her one in her stomach because she didn't want to fuck with me. And I'm like, yo, why y'all even calling this guy's name in this article like that? Like, he's already in trouble. So I'm like,
it's too easy.
and that's what I'm saying.
Clickbait.
Like, you know, we give ourselves up so easily with the things that we say. Can we say something different that's, I don't understand what, you know, Mo, you're out there in a different lifestyle. Like, does Brad Pitt give up Angelina Jolie?
That's not my lifestyle either. I ain't got nothing to do with Brad Pitt, and I don't have anything to do with Angelina Jolie. I'm just an ambitious black man trying to find a way.
Hey, and I appreciate that. You know, I hope that pregnant Young Miami gets better. I hope that she feels better, you know, after getting shot at. I don't think anybody comes back regular from that situation, no matter who you are.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think we grow up in these neighborhoods where that becomes an everyday occurrence, and
yeah, but here's the thing.
I mean, there's always going to be
it's
trauma.
like you're gonna have a traumatic experience after that. Like, you just coming from your studio. How the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just feel that of course it's a trauma, but at the same time, sometimes you're so desensitized, man.
We've become that way.
Yeah, you become so desensitized that it's just another recurrence.
So do you feel like the crowd that's looking at the spot right now is desensitized to violence so much that they expect more violence in the spot? Webseries?
Yes,
Definitely.
very, very, very much so. I think that the spot is a different show. For one, I don't think it's what they expected. Right. So I think they came into watching this show expecting another Money and Violence, right? But what the audience fails to understand is that the only thing that's going to be the next Money and Violence is the next Money and Violence.
Right.
And the same way, you know, Spike Lee gave us Do the Right Thing. He gave us Mo Better Blues. He gave us She's Gotta Have It.
That got canceled recently.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking about the original movie.
Oh, man.
I was talking about the original movie,
Okay.
but I had to come with something different. I can't continue to do the same thing over and over because there's no growth in that. You know, progress requires change.
Right.
And also, I felt that I really needed to raise the bar. And when I say raise the bar, I just mean that I wanted to take the web series thing in a different direction. I just wanted to give something to open up our audience,
Yeah.
you know. And it's kind of trailblazing the path, not only for myself, but all these other guys that are creating web series. Because if I can bring a bigger audience to the same way that audience that watched Money and Violence started watching Project Heat, 848, Respect Life. You know, if I can bring a bigger audience to watch The Spot, a bigger demographic,
Then
more of the
they might
world,
be able to
that's
see.
going to trickle off. That's going to trickle off into these other shows. You understand? So the moves that I make aren't necessarily just for me. It's to push the culture forward as a whole.
Naturally.
That's like spoken in the words of a true trendsetter. Like, you know, like, it's really awesome of you. We're going to go have a little break right now.
Break.
DJ Oso's
Break,
in the
break.
building.
Break!
Oso, how you feel, hun?
Oh, I'm feeling wonderful.
Happy Sunday. Turn your mic
Yes,
on, love.
yes.
Awesome, awesome. It's nice to have you.
Christopher Pons has on a hat.
We're gonna go into this break. Oso's gonna do his thing for a few, and we got the artist in the building by the name of Sean Andre, and we'll get into his music as well, and then we'll close the show out. And I really appreciate you guys being here. As real quick, I was saying, let's big ups to the females that you've got included in the spot as well too. You know, thanks for being a part of the Spot web
Yeah,
series.
big up to Nadej, big up to Tiff.
Yeah.
I mean, big up to Rich, big up to Cons.
Yep.
Help me out, guys.
Grand.
Big Grand, Kojo.
Yeah.
We got a small cast.
Don't worry.
And can't forget my dude Kieran.
And we're gonna continue having ongoing conversation. Like, I love reviewing web series, so like, you know, this is my thing. Also, do your thing, hun. This is the Luther Vandross of the ones and twos, y'all. He's
Luther.
oh so amazing.
Mr. Vandross.
Pleaser, DJ Oso MP3 is in the
Just a minute, bitch.
I can see it in their eyes, feel it in their vibes. If the people talking shit, I'm gon' ask it. Why you hating cause you dry? Why you hating cause I'm fly? God got a bitch and made it wet like look at my diamonds dance, wait, ass shaking like Daddy King. Hell now we don't do the race, every day we moving safe. Nigga, that's money, ayy. Catch up, nigga, on the lane. Murder scene, catch up. On the lane, they do it for the money, the money, the money, the money, the money. I said they do it for the money, the money, the money, the money, the money. If you wondering and you asking, they pull up like baskets, no, they pull up with patches. Better believe they pack it back. They do it for the money, the money, the money, the money, the money. I said they do it for the money, the money, the money, the money, the money. Best believe they packing. Ski mask, that action, don't you get caught in traffic. That'll be an accident.
Forecasted it's gonna be sunny. Somebody lied. We pulled up and we made it rain. Nobody drive. Skirt, skirt while I'm switching lanes. Watch I drive. We up in the club. Shot, shot, shot. Nobody died.
crowd pleaser. DJ Oso MP3.
Let's go. You know what it is. DJ Oso MP3. I'm in the building. But it's basics. Shout out to my guy, Ace the General. This that forecast right here. But it's basics.
Coming out tonight.
Platform the unknown to get known. Let's go.
It's gonna be sunny. Somebody lied. We pulled up and we made it rain. Nobody drive. Skirt, skirt while I'm switching lanes. Watch I drive. We up in the club. Shot, shot, shot. Nobody died.
Let's go.
It's gonna be sunny. Somebody lied. We pulled up and we made it rain. Nobody drive. Skirt, skirt while I'm switching lanes. Watch I drive. We up in the club. Shot, shot, shot. Nobody died. The safer said I ain't gonna be shh. Well, she lied. I'm in the club though all night, flipping pies. Shorty got a big old butt with some thighs. Haters looking extra salty, super size. In the club, VIP, shorty dancing on me. It's just me and my team. All the bottles on me. Chill out, mommy. All them bottles ain't free. Want a glass of Hennessy. Gotta shake that ass on me. I just playing, but I'm saying ain't no freebies over here. Ain't no suckers over here. We get money over here. Make it rain all year. Got surge in here. Got the goons in here. We gon' splurge this year. Yeah. Forecasted it's gonna be sunny. Somebody lied. We pulled up and we made it rain. Nobody dropped.
Let's go.
While I'm switching lanes, watch I drive. We up in the club, shot, shot, shot. Nobody died. Forecasted it's gonna be sunny. Somebody lied. We pulled up and we made it rain. Nobody drive. Skirt, skirt while I'm switching lanes. Watch I drive. We up in the club, shot, shot, shot. Nobody died.
I know you some mad.
In the club, I'm popping bottles like a willow.
Let's get it. You know what it is?
Coming some mad. Get the strap, you think you hot, I turn you
DJ Oso MP3. I'm in the building. You know it. Shout out to my guy Young Cash. This that rowdy right here. But it's basics. Let's go.
In the club, I'm popping bottles like a willow. If we beefing, fuck with tweeting, coming some mad. Get the strap, you think you hot, I turn you chill out. So don't act so loud, I know you're so mad. In the club, I'm popping bottles like a willow. If we beefing, fuck with tweeting, coming some mad. Get the strap, you think you hot, I turn you chill out. So don't act so loud. Yeah, blue strips on my money like a crip. And I got bitch. And I got my blood in this bitch.
Shout out to my guy Young Kai. What's good? Shout out to everybody that came out to that video shoot. Young Kai Blue Strips. Definitely gonna be out soon. Y'all gotta catch that, man. Marcy was good. Bad Style was good. Young Kai, you my Gaza. Let's go.
Strips on my money like a crip, And I got love in this bitch, And I got my blood in this bitch, I got chips on me like dip, Blue strips on my money like a crip, And I got love in this bitch, And I got my blood in this bitch, Got chips on me like dip, Blue strips on my money like a crip, All my niggas on the road getting rich, I just spent a band on the fit, I just spent 200.
Let's get it.
I just came back from a trip. I was down in MIA on the strip.
That's a fact.
I'm in the A with the sticks, Follies with a stripper super thick, Pull up in the car, go skirt. Bitch, I'm in my bag, I'm in my bird. Getting money like we on the first, I'm the one that's getting rid of work, Pull up on them niggas, feel away. Can't run from these bullets, you ain't trade.
You ain't trade.
I'm better where I stay. I'm the nigga coming out the cake.
Let's get it.
Strips on my money like a crip, And I got love in this bitch, And I got my blood in this bitch, Blue strips on And I got love in this
Marcy. Bad Style.
Gave you my heart, did you know?
Let's get it, Mojo. What's good? Young Cassius.
No.
Fuck love. Whoa.
Reminiscing about the good time. I never thought you cheated on me one time.
This is my joint right here. We changed the vibe.
Love don't live here no more. Why you did me wrong for? Did not deserve this.
Your heart list.
Now you got me singing F-U-C-K love. F-U-C-K love. Now you got me singing F-U-C-K love. F-U-C-K love. Now you got me singing F-U-C-K love. F-U-C-K love. Now you got me singing F-U-C-K love. F-U-C-K love. Rags to riches, nigga, I want it all now. Cash money, nigga, till I fall out. Shorty calling cause she know I got that ice now. And she calling cause she know I got that bust down. Rags to riches, nigga, I want it all now. Cash money, nigga.
Shout out to my guy Young Musala.
Cause she know I got that ice now.
Lou got cash. It's that bust down.
Too much money and make you fall out. Rags to riches, nigga, I want it all now. I really gotta get it, nigga. Cash out, a nigga really about.
Let's go.
Once I get him in, I'ma ball out. Cash money, nigga, till I fall out. I'm on a whole nother gonna get it. Rollies and Cubans for my family, nigga. Watch your pockets, nigga, what you mad at me for? That money keep crashing like a shisha. I'm on a whole nother money mission. Say your prayer once a day, it's gon' keep you living. Every day on the grind, so we gotta win it. We'll stab at the time, so we really get it. Why that nigga mad, cause he lacking vision? He know that we gon' get the ticket, Rags to riches, nigga, I want it all. Cash money, nigga, till I fall out. Shorty calling cause she know I got that ice now. And she calling cause she know I got that bust down. Rags to riches, nigga, I want it all now. Cash money, nigga, till I fall out. Shorty calling cause she know I got that ice now. And she calling cause she know I got that bust down.
Swerve, 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 swerve.
Let's get it. You know what it is. But it's basics. DJ Oso MP3. I'm in the building. We swerving out here in these streets, man. Shout out to my guy D Chambers. Let's get it.
Got me swerving in the caddy. Type of money, what's the addy? She calling me daddy. See what I'm doing, mom? Swerving in the caddy. Swerving in the caddy. Type of money, what's the addy? She calling me daddy. See what I'm doing, mom? Swerving in the caddy.
Yo, shout outs to Sean Andre in the building right now here on the Butters Basic Show, the platform for the unknown to get known. We're going to get that music together. DJ Oso's on the ones and twos, please believe it. It's a Sunday fun day here at DTF Radio here. Butters Basic Show. We got the guy, Mo, in the building. It's awesome to have the creator of Money and Violence in the building. You guys always think somebody's grind stops just because you don't see them on the scene, but there's always movements being made. Please believe that 100%. So the actors in the building, I see you.
Dame.
He say his name the same way every time.
OG
Dame.
Dame.
Dame, he having the toothpick in the mouth, yo. I want to see the toothpick poke somebody's eye out, though.
You people
Can
are
I,
so
can I get
violent.
to see? Can I get to see
yeah,
it?
she looking for
Listen, I'm a girl that used to watch Rotten.com in my spare time.
I watched that. That's crazy. I love you.
Yeah, we're a little weird
I watched
over
that.
here, you know.
I used to
Dust
watch that.
Smiddle's in the building. DJ Oso's in the building. Yo, Sean Andre, that trap god. Come here to this mic right real quick and talk about that.
What's up? What's up? What you
What's
want to know?
good,
Tell me what
everybody?
you want to know.
I mean, I want to know what the people want to know. You the trap god?
Something like it. You know
What's
what
that
I mean?
all about?
I have a very interesting, definition for that trap god.
Please talk about it. You also was on an episode of Money and Violence, correct?
Yeah, actually.
Did they
was.
kill you off real good or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. They clipped me early.
They killed you off real good or what?
They gave me like 15 minutes of fame, and I got clapped in the hallway.
Ah, they had blood in the dreads or what?
Blood in the dreads, everything.
Wow.
Mo, you did that?
I wasn't even there when it happened.
I love it.
I went out like a G though.
You went out like a G. Yo, so acting, is that part of what you do? You're an actor, model, artist.
Yeah, I
Tell the
do.
people about, sell yourself to me.
I do a little bit of everything, but my passion is mainly music, you know what I mean? But I'm a creative person, so I like to divulge in different aspects. Like, I do the acting, do the modeling. I also I have a little clothing line and whatnot.
Oh, you got a clothing line. Is that the hat that you brought for me?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes,
Talk about
indeed.
the hat, Trap God.
So Trap God is based off of the brand is actually, because the single is Trap God, but the brand is Ill Made, you know what I mean? So just a representation of being that we're not perfect, but we proceed as, being perfect. We do what we can with what we have, with, whatever resources we have accessible to us.
Understood. So please talk to me about what's the next project, because I know you've been pumping Trap God for a minute now.
Yeah, so right now we focusing on Trap God.
That's non-stop anyway, don't get me wrong.
Always. But, we got Who Is Sean Andre, that's the next mission. But we got another single coming out in the next quarter, which is Degenerates. Featuring
Degenerates?
Yes.
Why? Why degenerates?
We leave it to my president to tell us we're degenerates. You know what I'm saying?
He tell people they from shithole countries. I'm like, yo, Hillary and them been building in Haiti for dumb long. Like, y'all caused the earthquake. Don't play with me. I know what fucking time it is. I ask every time I meet somebody Haitian around my way, I'm like, yo, my friend.
How you know I was Haitian? We never talked about that.
I don't need to talk. Listen, hon, I know my people. I'm Trinidadian and I'm an anthropologist, so I know everybody that's everybody. Listen. And Haitians are the biggest supporters of Haitians. So, like, if you were
That's
in
a
Money
big
and
fact.
Violence, Mo.
You.
Mo employed every Haitian in Flatbush, Brooklyn. I swear.
Yo, that's a
I
fact.
swear to God.
All I want to do is show love, man.
What about the Trinidadians? We have to wait for Major Hype to do that shit.
Hey, listen, Major was in there though, right? Major, hold on.
Was he really?
Yeah, Major Hype was
So
in
then
Money
we
and
go
Violence.
into- we go into
Major had a
his-
major role in Money and Violence
I don't remember, like.
in the second season.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right, you got me.
And
he
what
does
and
now-
what is Major Hype? Because he Haitian, he Trinidadian, he Jamaican, he
I still don't
Guyanese,
know.
he from St. Lucia.
He don't want nobody to know what time it is, but I know that around Labor Day he does his thing at King's Theater. I don't want to answer.
Yeah, no, we had put that show together for the first 2 years.
And I filmed it.
Oh yeah.
I got all the footage. I went. Listen, we're not here to talk about Butter's accolades. I do a lot behind the scenes, and that's the way that we roll. But the thing is, here today at the Butters Basic Show, we have an artist to highlight by the name of Sean Andre.
Yes.
Sean Andre, the song that we're about to get into, Trap God, what inspired you, hun?
Basically, it's entrepreneurship.
So we about to perform
Believe
that?
it or not, you know what I mean? It's like I'm selling. A lot of the things that we do as creatives is similar to the streets, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like we learn, depending where you came up from, you learn how you learn business the way you can, the best way you
Listen,
can.
all the ladies know is
So-
he look good. He look cutie pie with the locks. And every man on the scene here today, from Oso to Mo to Mark. Why the fuck I can't roll?
Dame.
Yo.
Yo.
Dame.
What's your name?
Dame.
Dame. Shout out to his hat though.
Yo,
That's
everybody
what's
look
up.
good. Everybody is here doing their thing. I don't know if their chains hang down to their dick. Shout outs to Prodigy, right? Don't be looking
that was 95.
I think the generation now they going to chokers. I don't know. That's a little funny.
That was 95.
Right now they let it change to hang low
Sean
now.
Andre, that's a dirty fucking thing.
Ain't no chains banging glass tables no more.
Yo, oh, so you got that? That's Sean Andre joint?
I got the Sean Andre joint.
So let's do that, the Trap God joint.
Yo, take risks and prosper, man. That's what it's about.
We gonna do that real quick, man. Yo, Butters Basic Show every Sunday, 2 to 3 p.m. Make sure that you tune in. Download that DTF Radio app. My name is Butter. You can follow me at Gazebo, GAZZEBO 11210. And that's because I'm a Brooklyn girl all day, every day. If you go to that zip code 11210, I guarantee you will find me somewhere around there. I might be at the Target. I might be at your local 99-cent store. But most importantly, I'm here at DTF Radio on a Sunday fun day. Make sure that you pay close attention. Yo, also, let's get it poppin', honey. Bring your levels down.
Hold on.
Oh, you're so generous. Oh, you're so generous. Even to my president.
Bring your levels down.
Niggas that wasn't supposed to know shit.
Yo. Bring your levels down.
For me now live. I tell me so this sitting up for me them gyal no easy. Me kill it pussy if you under race. Boyfriend about to up a session up to see me. All when you gear all
Reggae intermission. I also get the thing together.
How the style a beat her bad. Make your girl come on me yard. She spread out in on the Benz, me swear she never wear no dress. Oh God. How the style a beat her bad. Make your girl come on me yard. She spread out in on the Benz, me swear she never wear no dress. Yeah. We no fuck but up and catch. Squeeze up her body and breast. You know the rest. Girl a come for release them stress. Cool breeze, pantyless under the dress. You know the rest. I'm on a card, but she a cry for me. She better not
so generous. Oh, so generous.
Yeah, man. You need me on the mic?
Ukone kijamba yo yebe. Yeah. When I'm bottom up. If I'm doing the first, you don't gotta bring me all the way back to the top. I had this long ass wait. But since you did it this time, I guess I gotta do it. Fuck it. Please put your phones on silent so I can start wildin', down the silent. I don't wanna work work and I bring it back to my sides. I make it double and flip it. That's the way I prefer to live. Niggas put in 40 hours at work just to pay off their bills. I don't feel that shit, not even a little bit, not even a little bit. No, know yourself, know your worth. I can't relate to these niggas. I roll around town, I feel like I inspire these niggas. I ain't too materialistic, I can't afford it. What the fuck you hating on the fact that I'm bossed up? Girl, I'm with, she is gorgeous. For a whip that is flawless. Don't worry about what it costs us. Get your weight up. Make what you make in a month in a day. Money and violence and shot where I stay. Niggas gon' talk, but it's all good, cause so it's gon' be about a damn chase. What's life without a little bit of hate? Lame, wait, let me just a few things a little. Them niggas you rollin' with artificial. My niggas right here and they really gon' get it like yeah. Everything is great. And if we pop up bottles, not that we tryna stunt. It's that we can't afford it to be mad at us. We ain't with that 9 to 5 shit. We grind it up like nigga we I don't wanna work no fucking job. I just wanna be a trap guy, nigga. I don't wanna work no fucking job. I just wanna be a trap guy. I don't wanna work no fucking job. I just wanna be a trap guy. I don't wanna work no fucking job. I just wanna be a trap guy. So when they get in the phone with a foreign pitch, I'ma contact immigration. It look like I'm up to some shit. I live the life that you wish you could live. I mean, I 4, 5, 6 when I roll the dice. You work a 9 to 5, like what a waste of time. Yeah, you probably feel the same if you with me. Yeah. I don't see myself working for anyone but for me. Yeah, when I hit the streets, I make it double in. While you sleeping, I make it triple in. I don't punch in no time clock, and I don't set no alarm clocks. Man, I wake up when I wake up, and when I wake up, now I'm gon' get my cake up. Man, I never have to worry about no pay cuts, and I'm serving them boys like a waiter. And I get a double time OT, and I got whatever you need. And we do not trap out no bando, we trap out the condo. We live from the city where it's all about big business. Everything is great, and if we pop up bottles, not that we tryna stunt. It's that we can't afford it, don't be mad at us. We ain't with that 9 to 5 shit, we grind it up like nigga we I don't wanna work a fucking job. I just wanna be a trap guy. I don't wanna work a fucking job. I just wanna be a trap guy. I don't wanna work a fucking job. I just wanna be a trap guy. I don't wanna work a fucking job. I just wanna be a trap guy.
You can find me everywhere, anywhere, everywhere, man. I am Sean Andre. I am SeanAndre.com. I'm there. On every platform, go get that Trap God.
Awesome. Mo, where can they find you?
Y'all can follow the Spot Series at the Spot Web Series on Instagram. Y'all can follow me at Cloud9TV_ and check out the Spot every Tuesday at 8 on YouTube.
Yo, Mark, where should they follow you at?
You can follow me on Instagram at SG60. That's spelled out, SG60.
Yo.
Dane.
Where can they find that toothpick in your mouth?
Instagram, she's funny. Instagram, Christopher Pons, all one word. Christopher Pons.
I gotta follow you, my youth. There's a bad man.
Yeah, man, come in.
Yo. Also,
Yes.
where can they follow you at, hun?
You can follow me at DJ Oso MP3. DJ OSO MP3.
Man, this is the Butters Basics show. I hope you guys got as much as I got out of it. You will be back as we follow the web series.
That's a fact.
Hopefully, Mo makes sure that you come through.
That's a fact.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is going to be an awesome Sunday fun day here every time at DTF Radio. My name is Butter.
Brooklyn.
And that's ER at the end of the butt. Real proper like. You can follow me at Gazebo, GAZZEBO, and that's with 2 Z's so you don't sleep, 11210, because I'm a Brooklyn girl all day, every day. Make sure you follow that zip code. Thank you for coming.
You got it.
I hope you come back again. Have
You're
a great day. Up next is
Bless.
Fire's Playhouse. Peace, everybody.
All of my friends
love money, though.